like this guy.
And we find ourselves in the 78-kilo men's division for this matchup in the Absco Sheds Elite Boxing Championships. Our red corner, he's sponsored by All Sorts Fitness and Wellbeing Centre. He's trained by Dave Hannan. He fights out of the All Sorts Boxing Gym in New South Wales. Please welcome Tim Hannan. His opponent for this matchup, sponsored by his gym, the Stockade Training Centre in the ACT. There he's trained by his coach, Gary Hamilton. Our blue corner, please welcome Amaeze Enyi.
So second semi-final in the men's 78-kilogram division of the Absco Sheds Elite Boxing Championships. Tim Hannan taking on Amaeze Enyi. Hannan, of course, defeating Billy Haddon. Put 3 8 counts on him, 2 knockdowns as well in that quarter-final win.
No holding, keep your gloves up. When I say stop, stop, touch gloves, let's go.
Enyi, of course, climbed off the canvas against Liam Nicolson, was down in the opening round, but got up to win the second and third to book his place here in the semi-final. The power Hannan has.
Oh, nice left hook from Enyi.
Enyi, though, showing that early. Hannan can be a bit of a slow starter. He did start slow in that fight last night with Haddon, but second round certainly end things pretty quickly with a knockdown.
Yeah, he's got a nice style, Hannan. But he's in with a real live wire here, and Enyi loves the left hook, does Hannan.
Hannan just finding the chin there of Enyi, but Enyi shaking it off. Of course, that knockdown against Nicholson in our quarter-final, the first time he's been down.
Oh.
He's testing the chin out there again.
Yeah, you've got to be careful, because Hannan's that little bit taller. He's just keeping that chin up a little bit high, Enyi. He really needs to be careful of that, because Hannan's shown decent power.
Enyi, of course, went down to Jack Bowen in the opening round. Ever since then, he says, I want the rematch. Has to win his semi-final to get it, and enjoyed some good moments so far in this one.
Yeah, landed some great shots. A nice left hand there from the southpaw stance for Enyi.
Just knocking Hannan off balance there. In and out of New South Wales. Enyi out of the ACT. So we know each other pretty well, though. Hannan's right hand just finds Enyi coming forward.
Oh, a nice body shot, Tim Hannan.
That one hurt Enyi as well. Tried to hide it, but smile always suggests otherwise. Hannan starts to find his mark.
Hold in red. Hold in red.
Starting to put them together.
Stop!
Is the red corner.
Step back, step back. Hold in red. No more.
Made to work early against Billy Haddon, but really exploded to life in that second. And again, that body shot. Oh, that right hand puts Enyi down.
2, 3.
Well, for the second time in 2 fights, he has to climb off the deck.
7, 8, walk to me.
He meets the count.
You okay?
That one really hurt. He's still on unsteady legs.
Hannan wants to follow it up here. Straight back to the body. Now it's Enyi firing back. Both have heavy hands, these two. Again, Hannan finds the mark. Nice body work from the red corner. And, well, Enyi, I thought was having the better of that round, but that certainly changes with the knockdown.
Yeah, and it hurt too. And that's just what we spoke about earlier. Just keeping that chin up. He was looking up for Hannan. Hannan rolled under and come back up to an open chin and popped him. Did well to come back toward the end of it, though, did Enyi.
Hannan has exploded to life for the second time in 2 fights. We mentioned that quarterfinal win over Billy Haddon. It was a struggle for him in the opening round. He came out in the second and finished things pretty quickly. While Enyi, history repeating for him, first time down in his previous fight with Liam Nicolson. Yet again, in the first round, he's on the canvas against Tim Hannan. On that occasion in the quarterfinal, recovered to win rounds 2 and 3 and obviously get here to the semi-final. We'll have to do the same tonight.
Seconds down. Round 2.
So into the second round we go.
I think Enyi's got to be a little bit smarter. He's obviously got good boxing ability and he's very fluent on his feet, and he needs to use that. He can't go toe-to-toe with Tim Hannan.
Recovered from that knockdown. Nice work to the body there from Enyi. Good start to the second round. As I say that, Hannan finds the mark with the right hand. Now a left.
Hannan's there to get hit. He's you know, doesn't overly concentrate on defence too much. So if Enyi can use a bit more boxing skill, a bit more in and out work, angles, certainly fine Hannan.
Oh, right hand certainly finds the mark. He's starting to put them together, is Hannan, but as I say it, Enyi answers back with one of his own.
Yeah, the style of it and the power both guys have got. Someone will go. Chins are both up high.
There's the left hand from Enyi, right hand back from Hannan. Hannan goes to the body.
Nice combination. Enyi needs to keep that right hand just tucked on his chin and don't let it come off. Hannan's got a beautiful left hook, probably his best punch. And he's always looking for the counter on it, so Enyi just needs to tuck that in nice and tight.
This is where he ended things in the quarterfinal. Hannan. Both men having success.
Watch heads, boys. Watch heads. Stop! Stop. Listen to me. Watch the head. Okay? Step back. Step back.
Knockdown, of course, the difference in the opening round. This one up for dispute at the moment. Both have had
Oh, look at Hannan just load those up. But he's got to be careful. He's just keeping his hands very low and showing no credit to defence. But Enyi's got the power to hurt him as well. Oh, he eats a right hand, Enyi.
Yeah, left hand scored as well, though, to start it. Now it's Hannan starting to fire away at Enyi. Both get a warning. Both have had their moments in this fight.
Work it out.
With the knockdown, of course.
You're holding blow.
Chin certainly tested in this one. Oh, there you see it.
Him up.
Hannan scores with the right, follows it up with the left. It's these flurries that can be the difference in a close fight, in a close round.
Both holding, no more, okay?
So, closing stages of our second round in this one. Our semi-final. Jack Pretty Boy Bowen awaits in our final. Hannan does well again to end the second.
Great round.
Not a tough one for the judges, but Chris, how'd you see that one?
Yeah, very tough round. Really don't know. Both guys landed some shots. Like I said, defence probably wasn't the most concentrated on from both fighters. The power's obviously with Tim Hannan, but Enyi had some moments in there. Very close round. Maybe lean toward the red corner. I love this style of fight, so I get caught up just watching the fight and sometimes can forget you've got to say something. But yeah, just the tactical side of it and the power that both guys have make it very interesting.
So this one up for grabs as we head into our third round.
Seconds down.
It is do or die, though. Both have tasted defeat in the tournament. Huni downing
Third and final round.
3. He, of course, broke his hand and couldn't continue in this division, so...
Sort this out, mate.
has provided an opportunity for these two to square off, and they have 3 minutes to book their place in a final on a date with Jack Bowen.
Nice double left hand from Enyi as he goes back to the orthodox stance after a southpaw start.
See, he knows he has to certainly win this one. As we said, climbed off the canvas in the quarterfinal to defeat Liam Nicolson, who is a tough opponent. Started strong here in the third.
Stop! Left with the shoulder, man. Don't do it. All right, step back. Box.
Both men score upstairs.
I'd like to see Hannan vary that jab. He's got a beautiful, stiff, solid jab. Maybe double it, triple it, or work it up and down, but just something different to set up that power that he does have.
Stop! Get this head up, okay? Head up. Box.
And he's scoring to the body. Hannan loads up the right hand, gets a bit scrappy all of a sudden.
Hold in your chin. Don't do it, okay? Box.
Bit of a tightrope for Hannan to walk. He has been warned a few times. Referees have shown they're happy to take a point.
Oh,
that right hand found its mark, though, on Enyi.
It was all in the feet. Enyi come in, Hannan dropped out of distance and then caught him with the 1-2.
Enyi certainly does have a chin on him, though. Taking some big shots tonight.
Oh, there's another.
He's taking a couple more. Hannan starting to load them up. Right hand put him down, but call was stopped. So it won't count as a knockdown.
Okay. Box.
And sizing up Enyi in the third. Enyi answering back, though.
Hannan a little bit like Marcus Nelson at times that we saw in the previous fight. Everything they throw is power. And, you know, as they progress here or in their amateur career, or if they move into the pros, they've got to have a variation in that. They need to mix that up with speed and power, set things up a little bit more, not just rely on the knockout punch, which they both have.
Now it's Hannan. Oh, the mouth guard comes out.
Time.
It's Hannan's. Both men landed upstairs. They clashed against the ropes, so a chance for both to catch their breath here late in the third. High pace this one.
Yeah, great fight, great matchup this one.
So men's 78 kilogram division, second semi-final. Enyi trying to turn it on late. Has been down in this fight. Oh, yet again he's rocked, and that's a count. That right hand of Hannan sneaking through.
He's in real trouble here, Enyi. John Watson will have a good look at him.
Okay, step back.
It's tough. Enyi wants to fight on. Hannan wants to finish the job. He's straight back on it. Left hand gets through now. And another count for Enyi.
I think the towel's actually in from the corner. He's had enough, the coach.
And they call it now. So that has been seen. And Tim Hannan finishes the job inside the distance, just like he did in the quarterfinal. Tim Hannan has a date in the Absco Sheds Elite Boxing Championship 78 kilogram final with Jack Pretty Boy Bowen. And, well, the men's 78 kilogram division has delivered, and we can't wait for that.
Oh, cracking. That fight alone will be worth it, the admission. It's Tim Hannan, and I've got a funny feeling Tim Hannan has a recent victory over Jack Bowen, so in a previous event. Should be a real cracker, that one.
Respect, though, to Amaeze Enyi. Showed his talent, and he is one to watch for the future as well. Let's go centering.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this fight has been stopped late in the third round. Our winner and advancing through to our final in the red corner, Tim Hannan.
We'll certainly be seeing more of that man in the red corner. There you see Enyi sharing him off. Good sign of respect between both. But it's Tim Hannan the victor tonight, and as we said, Jack Pretty Boy Bowen awaits. And
ladies and gentlemen, don't forget tomorrow night, the winners come back and fight for the final tomorrow night. So all of our winners you'll see again tomorrow night. But we're also going to be having all of those that lost tonight will be fighting it out for the bronze medal for third place. So everyone back again tomorrow night. Would love to see you here. 6 o'clock start.
Well, let's hear from our winner now, Tim Hannan. He's making his way to the Absco shed. So Tough, Too Easy interview shed where he's talking to Richie Rolls.